This is Peak Mastery, the Fight Game Epicenter. I am your host Elvis. Thank you for stopping by once again. Tonight we're doing it boxing. I love boxing. It's fun, back and forth. When a knockout hits, oh, it's the best. But anyways, on this episode, it's going to be all knockouts. It's going to be all December knockouts. You wouldn't believe how jam-packed that month was. So we're going to go over the highlights starting now. Let's do it. Okay, let's begin for our first event of the evening for the super welterweight. It went down in Spain, Bilbao specifically. We had Lejarraga versus Flatley. You know, the fight went pretty far. Flatley lasted as long as he did. It was fun back and forth. Lejarraga just unloaded and just let him have it. Boom, the man went down Flatley. Lejarraga showing his respects at the end too. There we go. Into the UK, and this one is going to be Isaac Lowe versus Lopez. This is for the featherweights, but fun back and forth. It went pretty far, in my opinion, longer than it should have. But you had Lopez, great countering, and after breaking him down and dissecting the man, he went down at the 7th. He tried, but man, what a pummel he took. Tell me you didn't love that right there. So Arthur versus Yarde 2. And these boys, light heavyweights on that one. Anyways, it went around that 4th round. He just pummeled them, body shots, and then he just couldn't take it anymore. Going for the cruiserweights now, the big boys. It's going to be Chamberlain versus Prasovic. And these boys, they came in to slug, but I got to give it to the Englishman in Chamberlain. He's a little bit more subtle, still a wild man. And anyways, it went down like this. The knockout occurred. Prasovic just was not in the same league here. A strong guy. He's, Balkan, European, so this guy, you already know what's up. You have the comeback of Roberto Donaire and Raymar Garballo. And these boys, Raymar coming in, and he was supposed to be the future, and Donaire the past, kind of passing of the torch type of thing. It didn't even last all of 4 rounds. Donaire figured him out. He really had to teach the kid a couple pointers before he proceeds and makes a name for himself. Ooh, Donaire, that was scary. What are you doing, retired? Come back. Benn versus Algieri. It's the junior welterweights for the title. It didn't go that far either. It really didn't go that distance for Benn to figure out Algieri's game plan. And the man went undefeated. There's that knockout. You don't know what to do, man. Japan this time, it's going to be Inoue versus Dipaen from Thailand, Inoue being from Japan. And fun fight, Dipaen really showing that, hey, he has heart, because I don't know what they were thinking about setting this up. I think they were trying to keep Inoue busy, but what a stoppage. Went on a lot longer than it should have, but that's a Thai fighter for you. Going to be Beterbiev, Russian, Canadian, get it right. And we have Browne for New York, the undefeated, stayed undefeated. That is the man. He clobbered him. The ref came in. He, after a wicked uppercut, fight's over. The super welterweights, Madrimov from Uzbekistan and Soro from a western part of Africa. 2-game opponents, very exciting. That night, he stepped in because he was just going to get clobbered and laid out standing. Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley too. I have a bias here, of course. I was rooting for Tyron that first. The guy's up to his closing in around 40, and, he's clearly lost his touch by the many losses in a row that he had in the UFC before he retired. But anyways, what a knockout. From Mexico and Gonzalez from Cuba, excuse that. Fun fight. Both vets. Zurdo making a name for himself, a legacy. But he just couldn't hang. The punishment was coming in. Zurdo was unloading. And the ref stopped in. Gonzalez even gave him a hug to thank him, because it just was going to get pretty bad right there. Super middleweights in Fox and Morrell Jr. I don't know what Fox was thinking. This man was dancing all over the place. Play that long game, man. You could tell he was he underestimated the guy and came in there to prove a point. But unfortunately, his father, his ref, his cornerman just threw in that towel. Vito versus DeLomba, and this was super welterweights. Boys came in there, went 9 rounds, you know, Vito, you know, undefeated cat, 10-0, he's making a name for himself. Lasted up till those 9 rounds. The corner just throwing that towel, the referee stepped in. He couldn't take it anymore. This guy was just getting beat up on. Vito for the win. Merry Christmas. Okay, and that wraps up the knockout highlights of December boxing edition. And I thank you for stopping by. This is Peak Mastery, the Fight Game Epicenter. And I am your host, Elvis. Tune in, more to come. You know you want to tune in. You know you want to come back again. Enjoy the goods, the fruits of my labor. Sounded interesting. Why not? Anyways, have a good one.